Some years ago, I by chance got to hear about this guy who taught people how to find some peace or stillness or acceptance of themselves, and I got kind of curious in that idea. And the guy lived in Bombay, and I happened to be travelling around that area at the time. So I had his card, and one day I decided to arrange to go and see him. So I took a hair raising ride, as they often are in India, to go and visit this person. It was just before monsoon, and typically he had lots of visitors, but it was a nice quiet time of year to go and spend some time with him, and it was just me and him. And I arrived, and he had some really kind of interesting, simple, and quite challenging things to say, ideas to present, philosophies to lay out for me. And one of them was that what we take to be very personal for ourselves in our life, our conditioning, our beliefs, our sense of self. You know, my name's James, I'm identified with doing this job and having these parents and having these preferences and experiences in life as a result of them. That all of that we take to be us is actually really impersonal. When you start to look at this idea that everything that you are, everything that you've come to take to be true about yourself, everything that's crafted you into having those preferences I was talking about, is actually just happened to you. Your parents, your school friends, your teachers, all of the people that influenced you in your life, particularly in those early years, where as human beings we're so porous to everybody's ideas and thoughts and beliefs. We start to take them on, but they happen to us. It was never your choice. For example, if you respond to situations and your response is often maybe angry or fearful or anxious, we wrap ourselves around that experience and think, oh, I'm anxious, or I'm angry, or I'm fearful. But the truth of it is that that's happening, and it's happening as a result of experiences that happened, and none of it was really in your control at all. None of it was down to you. None of it you made decisions about. You might say that you just bumped up against life, and life crafted this particular individual with all of its tastes and likes and dislikes. There's a tremendous relief when you start to consider the depth of that philosophy. The recognition that everything that you are, for good and for bad, has happened to you. And firstly, it's not your fault. It doesn't mean that you're a messed up person, that you choose to respond in the way that you respond to life. It doesn't mean to say that you're stuck in those patterns and that there aren't possibilities of unraveling and learning and growing. We're all learning and growing and becoming as human beings. But there's something also deeply reassuring in recognizing that who we are is happened, and that continues to be the case. We're just happening all of the time. And everything that you are isn't nearly as personal as you believe it to be. So I hope that gives you some sense of feeling a little bit more okay, a little bit more at ease with everything that you are, and particularly that you judge yourself to be. And recognizing that it's not your fault. It's not personal. It's not something that you created. And actually, it's not something that you can really control too much either. It's very nice every now and again to step back from life and recognize that you are, in many ways, fundamentally and radically out of control. And whilst that may seem like an uncomfortable proposition for you right now, I would say to you this: if you're prepared to settle into it, mull it over, sit with it, have a glass of wine in the evening or whatever your thing is, and just contemplate for a little while. Is everything that I am, is it my fault? Is it my doing? Or is it more happening to me? Then that sense of being able to unravel a little bit from the control offers you a real deep freedom. You recognise that it's not your fault. It's not all down to you. and that it may give the possibility of a deeper embrace of everything that you are. And ultimately, the more we can embrace ourselves, the more we can be with who we are, the more at ease we are, and the more free we are. So have fun with that. See if you can settle into the idea that it's not so personal as you take it to be, this life.